Hey everybody, today I'm showing you one of the coolest robotic mowers on the market. This has a modular design. It's Yarbo's modular gardening robot. Not only a lawnmower robot, which is this module, you have this core module, can tow 3,500 pounds. This can move a lot of heavy stuff in your backyard. You have the smart assist module. You have this cool docking station, can overcome 70% slopes. Obviously 45 degrees is 100% slope, so you can do the math there. This has a cutting height of 1.2 to 4 inches. It has a cutting width of 20 inches. It has smart sensors, AI to move around, so it's not one of those robots that just moves randomly. It actually has a smart and can handle your lawn. You have 210 minutes of battery life. This is very heavy, over 100 pounds. This is a little bit lighter. I wanted to take this in my garden, but I just can't move them without a cart, and it's much easier to remove the robot here and move it to my backyard. These guys were kind enough to send me this to review. Let's see what's inside. It is designed to work with the snow blower module, the blower, the trimmer, which came out just recently, and hopefully I'll be able to review that as well. And this module, this first module is the docking station. So this is the docking station. You have these. So actually it's not that heavy. This is the bottom. This is the lightest one. You see all the information here. This comes out. You have this interface for charging it, and you get these for installation. Now this is the easiest one actually because it's the lightest one. This is the battery. It is pretty huge. First time I'm opening this, so let's see. Just want to handle it with care, but it does have this handle there. This is the battery. It's built like a tank. This is how you access the interface. There are 3 more remaining. Now this is the smart assist module. It's what makes it happen when it comes to the follow mode and other smart modes. See, when you get this package, the parts that you have and where they go are marked on it, so it's very simple. I haven't even had to read the guide. Again, this is one of the lighter modules. For those other ones, if you want to move them to your backyard, you definitely want to invest in a cart that has, I'd say, 300 pounds max weight capacity. It's not that they weigh 300 pounds, it's that you want to give yourself a little bit of room so you don't break your cart, and they're not that expensive anyway. Or you can just set them up and just drive them there. So there are 2 options available. This is what you get the manual here. So this is for the Yarbo core, and it has all the information you need. It's probably something you want to go over, something I'm going to go over personally, even though I like to not use manuals because I want to see how intuitive products are. This is for your data center installation. You also get this letter included your package. This is the user manual. You have your video assembly guide if you need help. These are the cameras and sensors and everything that you need to install this. Let's see what's in the back. Thankfully this is lightweight. I can actually move this with one hand. This is the interface there. Get this heavy duty Ethernet cable. Get these. This is, I think, for towing. With the core module, you'll be able to move a lot of heavy stuff in your backyard without doing a whole lot of work. This is the AC adapter. It's giant. Look at that. You get your antenna mount. You get your nails, your bolts, your screws, your data center cable clips, your anti-theft screws. What's this? This seems to be just a Ethernet adapter, power over Ethernet. They do label all these and tools that you need. So everything you need is included, even the tools. Now I have all of these separately, but it's nice to have them here as well. Obviously attached to the core module, lifts from here. And this is the core module. Just comes apart like that. I do think there's something here that you have to pay attention to. It's your data center. So you have this. Just be careful when removing it. It's always better to know what's in this. Now, I wasn't sure what to do with this, whether to take it to my backyard first or open it here and then take it to my backyard, because the box is too heavy. This is about 140, 150, I think, maybe give or take, the whole package. So it's not that heavy. The problem is the box is too big. You can put this on a cart that can handle the weight, or you can set it up at home and maybe just drive it to the area that you want to start mowing. The corners are protected. So this is your track. This is your stop. There's some oil in there. Pull this to remove. You have these caps that cover these to protect against the elements. The towing area. That's the activation button. This is the back. What have we got here? We have this cable. Without the box, it's much easier to move this. And you have those handles there as well. So don't try this at home if you have a bad back. But you can pick this up like that. It's not that heavy. It's like a big dumbbell pretty much. And that's the lawnmower module that attaches to it. This is pretty much designed to work well on a variety of surfaces, especially grass, metal parts. This is sturdy. It won't break that easily, I don't think. Let's see what's inside. So this is the bottom of it. Now I just gotta unbox the last one. They do explain on it as far as the cutting height and cutting width, which is 20 inches, and how much you can cover on battery. There's another module, which is the trimmer. I'm waiting to get that. If you have any questions, all the information is available here. Screws, get this. These are the tools you need, I'm assuming, for assembly. And this is the main lawnmower module. You have your sensors. This is the bottom. You have your wheels. Just gotta remove it from the box. Even if you haven't read the guide, which I recommend you do, and watch the instructions, because it's a big investment and you want to know how to use it properly. You can see what each of these go. For example, this module here, which is one of the modules that you can install, it has this interface. So this is how you connect it. You have these 4 areas that I assume go in these areas to lock in place. I'm assuming you can use this as a handle to lift it and make sure that it lines up there. Don't try this at home. Just want to show you guys the wheels here and the mechanism. You also have this that has its own cap. Now this is a smart robot, so it has all these different sensors and cameras to perceive its surroundings, avoid obstacles. But these are all standard for this lawnmower module, and your core module also has its own sensors. So you just have to attach it from this side and the unit is ready to go as far as the lawnmower. Just getting an idea about the size. As far as the width, this is a little bit maybe bigger. So I'd say it's about 4 feet, give or take, it doesn't really matter. That's the footprint you're looking at. You can remove this to access your controller and your battery compartment. There's a mount that you can use. And this now is in place. This covers this area, and you see these areas go there. So that's for that. Installing this is not that hard. You just have to line these up. Now removing this can be a little bit of a challenge if you don't know the trick that gets it done easily. I personally prefer lifting it from this side. That's the best way that works for me. Use these handles to lift it up and it comes out easily. Once you get this and go through the guide, you see that they mention a lot of different parts, such as antennas. Your antennas that are here, everything is marked, so you're not, unless there are some sort of screws and things like that that don't require marking, everything else has these labels. They do mention that you can install your station on the ground, or you can mount it to your home. Now, if you do it to your home, to your roof, for example, you'll want to be careful if you get lightning. I'm going to do it on the ground because it's just much easier for me. It's easier to access and install it for testing also. Just want to make sure that you have an open sky so you don't have any issues with connectivity. Now I'm going to put this together. Let's see how it works. My previous lawnmower was very simple. It didn't have any fancy features. It wasn't really that smart. Had this boundary wire, and it would do random movement on the ground, and it would get stuck all the time. It was really a small model. This is a very professional model. Now the first step when you're just getting it started is you remove these. You have your controller, you have the cable, you have your smartphone holder area here for attaching that. Once you attach this, it's easily adjustable. I'm just going to charge this. Just have to connect it to that. Connect the battery. Slowly close it. You can remove these. I don't see the need to do this. Then just push this stop button and it comes up. Now you're ready to go. Now you have to attach those antennas, which I'm going to do next. There are actually 3 of them. There's one here. These are the antennas for your data center, and it's marked as that. So they say you have your bolt for low antenna. There we go. And these are your high antenna mounts, and they're marked there as well. So you don't have to guess. With this, you just have to remove this red thing here. And they even tell you that. So you don't have to worry about that. Now you just have to attach your antenna. I'm just going to use these as default. If there are any issues, I'll just change them. But there shouldn't be. So just remove these and screw this in. And you have to remove these as well, because if you don't, it's just not going to go there. So these are just holding it. Now I'm just going to secure it with these. Just use the appropriate Allen key for it. For example, in this case, number 2 seems to be the one that works fine. Just tighten it. They do recommend that you change these. You also have to attach your antennas, and you have all your antennas here. See, there are 4 of them. 3 of them are for your data center, and one of them is the other one that you have to install on your rover. It may look daunting when you're getting something like this with so many parts. When it is labeled properly, then it becomes a lot easier. You have to keep this rubber. They even say that. Just put it like that. Just gently tighten it. Now all the antennas are set. I'm going to change these. This doesn't seem like a real cover. It seems like it's something that you put on a new product, but then it has to be removed and replaced by something that's metal. This is not supposed to be the main part. Just remove these 4. This is what's included in the box. This is the thing that I just removed. As a temporary thing, it works, but this is metal. You just want to use the rover. This is what you need to install. Attach this. So this is pretty simple stuff. If you just want to move things around with your core module, use this. If you want to use a lawnmower module, remove this and use that. Now here, the first thing you do is connect this to this part, and then you line these up. So you have these big ones and then the small one. They line up. You press, and that's all it takes pretty much. And when you have to remove, just they tell you even that you press this to remove it. So now that's secure there, and now it's clicked in place. This is the most straightforward part of it. Now you have your antenna that you have to set up. Now those are not hard, just you have to figure out where to put the antenna. You have to figure out 7 feet space for your charging station. So if you have a small backyard like me, that's gonna be very tricky, because you want to have a place that have access to the internet and also have access to the charging. And this turns it on. Now it's initializing. You have your reset, your activation.
Ready to work.
Now I'm going to try to install the app and maybe use the controller. This gives you feedback such as
emergency stop.
I've installed the app. Just have to add my core, select my module, Smart Assist module. It automatically recognizes it. The battery is 51%. I have to update the firmware, your preference, your safety settings, restart. Let's say I want to shut it down. So that's how you shut it down. Now I'm connected via Bluetooth. I don't have anything else right now. I haven't set up a whole lot of other things. You can see the map. I can create a map. Right now I don't want to do that. Let's go to the controller. Slide to unlock.
App controller connected.
For a bunch of these features, you're going to need Wi-Fi connectivity. These are all the views. For example, this is my robotic vacuum. So this is what this sees. And that's how it gets around. It sees all directions, so it knows what's happening. The first time you start this, you just have to wait a few seconds for it to initialize. See, it's playing around with that module. All the lights come on. Now, I haven't used that module yet. They say it's about 40 seconds. I'm at about 34 seconds right now.
Ready to work.
And now I'm going to do this. See if it connects. It connected. You want to go with your mobile device, you go with that. If you want to go with the controller, you go with this. I can control this. That's how you control it. You hold this and you control the direction with this. All of this has been explained here. This turns the lights on all sides. This one just turns this on and off, and this changes that you can do it like that. And for driving, you just have to do it like that.
Weak GPS signal.
It's weak GPS signal because it's indoors. Everything that's possible with the joystick is also possible here. Now I'm going to charge this. Let's see how it happens. As far as turn it off, just go here. You can restart or you can just shut it down. I'm going to shut it down right now. I've connected this to one of these power strips. I'm just charging it without the charging station. Now the battery is charging. So this ships with this long Ethernet cable that you need for installation. You have your mounts there, again labeled, so you know which one to use. They recommend you mount this to your home so it has a clear view. I'm just going to use ground mounting option. It's much easier for me anyway, and the way I'm going to install it, it makes much more sense. Ethernet cable that I got myself, it's waterproof. So if you don't want to go with something that long, you can always get one of these. I assume it should work. The installation process for this one is the easiest. You just have to move this. You just have to make sure there's 7 feet of space from all sides. You can secure the cable with this. For grass, you're going to need these. This is the bit. See, it goes in there. Then you use it with your drill. You just have to secure this here. Once you secure this on your drill, and use the key here that's included to make sure it's tight. So now I just have to find a place. I have this backyard. I think the best place probably is somewhere here, maybe even here. So you're gonna have 7 feet of space, give or take. Now I have those, but those can be removed. So those are not gonna be an issue. Again, these also can be removed. This is close to where I can charge it with one of the outlets there. Now we'll see, we can always remove it if there's an issue. If you have one of these power banks, you can power this anywhere, but even if you don't, you can just connect it to a power outlet anywhere. So that's how you secure it. This is the last one. This is not secure, it's not gonna move. So I just remove this. For the charging station, you have to use this, not the adapter that comes with it. This is pretty long, but I already have an extension and now it's on. So this was the installation. I'm getting power from there. Now the next step is installing the data center. I want to do it on the ground. You can do it there on your house, but I prefer on the ground because you can easily move it if there are issues. That also needs to have 7 feet clearance. I think this is where you have 7 feet clearance from all sides. You can remove this. It's not going to be an issue anyway. This is not going to interfere. Now we're going to install the data center. You have your ports, which you can access here. You have these. One of them is extension pole, and there's a difference. One of them has this little area here, you see it's just different. The first step is to route this through this extension pole, attach this, then you attach that. If you want to do it to your ceiling, for example, the direction is going to be different. Seems to be a little bit too long. This is the standard mount, so you don't want that. You want this extension pole lines up with this. You route this. You have to remove this, and now that's set. Then you have the other side that has to happen as well. That to happen, we have these bolts to secure these things. Now that goes in the ground. Depending on the surface that you want, you use the right screws or pegs. Next step is to connect this. Just want to leave a little bit of Ethernet cable so you can reach the port. Now these are marked so you know where you should put your Bluetooth antenna, your halo, and your RTK. Just want to give it enough so I can connect it, and then push it like that. You are going to the WAN port, so you open this, you open the entire thing. This has multiple parts. Remove this, obviously. Pass your cable. It's the port that you have there. You can do it like that for tight fit there. You then do it like that. So it's not really that hard. Just get the order right. Secure it like that and you're set. And we just have to attach connection bolt here. You can route this differently. Put it inside here. For example, I did not do that on purpose. Now that this is done, we're going to need these antennas. Again, there are 3 of them. All of them are marked, so you don't have to struggle to figure out where to put each of these. This is your RTK, one of them is your halo, and the other one is the Bluetooth. This is the Bluetooth, goes here. You need your RTK. Will go here, and the other side is the halo one. I think this is now ready to go. Now I have to mount this in my backyard. This is the last part, at least the last part that I can do indoors. For this, you have 3 options. If you're using it on the ground like I'm doing, use these. If you are using it on a hard surface, use these expansion bolts. And if you are just using it on a wooden surface, use these nails. You have to secure this. And again, they do mention this is the clip. Comes here. It's supposed to hold this, and you do it with that clip. Just make sure that it goes from the other side. There we go. Then you have this, and you can secure it with that. So this stays put. In my case, I'm using this from this side. I'm just testing because I want to figure out how to store this in my backyard. But if you decide not to do it and route it through this, you can then use this over here to cover it. So they say you need 120 degrees open space. If you install on the roof, it's probably a better option, but at the same time, if you have to make adjustments, that's going to be a little bit harder. I think this is a good spot. It should be, but if it's not, we'll just move it. Here's an interesting test. I want to see if you can go up their stairs. Just have to angle it this way for it to go up. I want to see if I can get this out of this opening. I want to put it back in. I can use the same interface. Final step is connecting this to a router. So this is the power over Ethernet adapter. What happens is you connect this to a power source with this. So you connect this to your power source. LAN port goes to your router. This main long cable that you've connected to your device goes there and connects to the power over Ethernet here. Now what I've done here that you shouldn't do is connect this to this. This is not what we're using. Now I put the other head here because we had rainy days. I didn't want the head to be exposed, so I just locked it in. But this is not supposed to be here, so we want to be aware of that. There's nothing that goes here from here to here, and then from here to a router. Now I have a flashing green, which means that the internet is not connected, I think. This means that your RTK is working. You have to fix your internet connection. Once you have your device turned on, you go to your app, you select the data center here. You have to upgrade to make sure there are no issues. Mine had a flashing green light, which was the internet was not working, but then you have to turn the device on and set it up on your smartphone or tablet. The RTK worked fine. Now it's a solid green. Just sending the update to the device now. This is now getting updated. RTK antenna, if you remove this, it will turn red and you see a very quick flash. When you first connect it, if you don't go through the app, you're going to see a green that flashes slowly. That means that you need to do a little bit more setup. This has an indicator that's keep going up as you see. This is because it's uploading it from that iPad there. Just waiting for this to make the connection. This is pretty much the last part. Now the Lawnmower module is a whole other thing that you have to attach and mow the lawn, but for the core module, which can tow and move things around, this is it. That flashing light is normal. Connect, and now it's done. Once you've installed your data center, you can go access in the settings. See, even though I'm not home because I'm within 5 meters, it will recognize it. Now, there we go. That's the version that I have. The bad news is that it's going to rain. It's the spring season still in Philadelphia. The robot has cameras from all sides, so you can see my cats, for example, being curious. So you go and say you want to restart your data center here, you reset it, and here it goes through the assembly process. If your signal is poor, it's going to ask you to move it until it's better, so that's something that you want to keep in mind. Now I have an excellent connection. I didn't change much. The only issue with my data center was the fact that if you look at it, I have those cables around here just for storage until I find a place for them, and what happened was it was blocking it for some reason. Apparently this flash is normal, so data center is not complete. So you want to go through this process. If you haven't once already, I just moved it from here to here, and I removed those cables. I do this for your docking station as well. This is just for the app to keep track of what you've installed, so I have to do that for that as well. Shows the location of my Yarbo on an app. You can also play a sound. Let's activate that. Now the next step is to connect the docking station. So this is now working fine. Now we're gonna go to the docking station. It says that I have to drive this to the location of the docking station, so I'm going to do that. Grass is tall, but this is not going to have any problem. This thing is actually very easy to drive. So I just connect this now. Everything is connected, the data center. Just following the instructions here. I'm just gonna save the position, see what happens there. So it's now automatically parking. Let's see. So just save the position. The next step is to create a map. If I go to a Smart Vision, I'm gonna see everywhere on it, including Tuxie, which is my backyard cat. So the robot is smart enough to know what's going on from all sides. So control it with this while seeing what's happening. what I have here is, these are 22 pounds each. These are 50-pound dumbbells. You can see these are to change your mode from regular to towable. You just line this up, you pass this through, connect this to your lawnmower or whatever robot that you have that you can tow this and pull this. For the robot, you're going to have to remove this part. See this area here? Look at it, even says where you have to put it there. So it's not really that complicated. Just put this in there. You get 2 of these screws, one of them to secure it. Just tighten it. I'm just going to use one of these that's included with this. It's a little bit bigger. Press this, you turn it on. Even without your data center on, you can still remote control this. Just going to go and activate this.
Controller connected.
That is a thick grass. I left it high like this because I wanted to test this. There's no load in this. Now, what if I actually go on it? See if it's... I'm standing on it. I'm over 200 pounds. Not a problem. If you have, for example, a heavy person who's had an accident and you want to move them around in your backyard to get to a car or something, for example, you can do that. I want to get the noise level. Pulling this with the app is pretty easy. So this is 50 pounds. This is 25 pounds. And I'll just add myself to it. You can do the math. So I'm just gonna sit on this and then try to drive that around the backyard. There we go. Just gotta be careful with your feet not to get crushed by accident. So I'm sitting there, I'm controlling it with this. You can do pretty hard turns. So it has no problem. It can do much more than this. 400 is the max I could figure out in my backyard. It can tow a car, so that's not an issue. I'm gonna map the yard and do some of the smarter features. This works great on grass, tall grass. I tested it. It works great on this. I've also tested at home on carpet. You can change the angle of that with this feature. So you change the speed here, change the angle here. Tells me the camera is working properly. Now, how do we test that? We go here to a smart beta and see all these different things. This cat, for example, is walking. It's getting captured by the side camera there. Now, this is the fast mode. All the time that I was using, it was slow. Now this is fast in my direction. Let's see how fast it's going to get here. Now if I go to low, let's see what happens. So the speed difference is noticeable. Go to high. When you come to the camera page, you do have the option. You can see what's happening while also having the ability to move. There we go. All the lights are off because it's not necessary during the day. But if I wanted to turn the front light on, I can tap again and it turns off. Ground here is actually soft, so it doesn't stay, but I can put that block there and it now works fine. I can play a sound to find my Yarbo. This is the speed settings. I can go to past this. I can change settings as far as when the battery is low, it goes back to the charging station. I do have the option to do geofence, so if the robot exits, let's draw it. This is my geofence, which I drew. I can edit always and add other points, so I can withdraw. There we go. Let's see what happens. I put this fastest mode. Just gonna enable notification. And in this case, because it's outside, it should send me a notification. Let's see. There we go. So this is telling me that my Yarbo is out of the boundary. So that's a good way if you don't want your robot to go outside a certain area. Let's try the follow me feature. Do the follow me mode. See, it's following me now, and I can see it. Can it turn? Follow me? So this is great if I attach my cart to it. It follows once it gets close to this distance, so it's a safe distance. It stops. If I go fast, it will try to keep up. Obviously, there's a limit. If I run too fast, I'll go out of range. So what happens if I just run? So I ran, I tried to stay out of its range, but it's still keeping up. I'm gonna go that way, see if it can keep up. So then now that it stopped because I'm out of its range, but as soon as I get back in range, it starts seeing me, so I was too fast for it. If you have any issues, you can use this tool to figure out what you can do to fix it. For privacy, you have the geofencing that I covered. You covered where you want your robot to be. If it goes out of it, you hear a beep. You can also see the battery info. This thing is not going to follow cats or anything like that. It's designed to follow humans. If I was in front of it and moved like that, it would follow, but it's a cat, it ignores it. Kind of surprised with the battery level. I've been using it. Follow me. I've been changing the speed and going all the way through my yard from back and forth, and it's still at 100%. Now that I've taken the robot out, I can create a map. So just want to make sure that the obstacles are out of the way. Then manually drive it to the docking station. Just driving it to the docking station to start the mapping process. Now it's going to dock. So as I move the robot, you'll be able to see it on the map. The map is being created. As I move it around, it's going to generate the map. The next step is to create a pathway. Now this is the initial map. I can have my docking station no-go zones, patrol line. I can have another area if I want to add. I can delete this area, edit this area, rename it. I can add a new area, new pathway. So this is the patrol line. I can change all these settings. Let's add another area. I'm just drawing a pathway to the docking station. This is my patrol line. This is the zone that I created. This is the extra zone that I created on the other side, just if I need to do something there. This is the patrol line back to the charging station. This is the no-go zone. Just create a no-go zone area here. I can create a schedule. For example, I don't have one yet. Let's do patrol line, mart sorting, schedule, let's say, just testing it. Have the days, 3 days. Just gonna patrol it. I'm just gonna sit and watch. This is the patrol schedule I've put it on. It's coming. Gonna maneuver until it gets here. It's gonna patrol this area. I've actually put a challenging no-go zone around that area, so it is going to struggle a little bit to get there, but it will. Right behind the charging station, there's a no-go zone, so it had to really maneuver.
Person detected. This area is under surveillance. Please move away.
So it detects me and it asks me to move away. That's the purpose of this. You can use this as sort of a security camera.
Person detected. This area is under surveillance.
So if I go from the side,
please move away.
It catches me.
Person detected. This area is under surveillance.
So it's going there.
Ready to charge. Start charging.
You see this light? It's the indicator light telling you that it's in the process of getting charged. So this is a challenging area. I probably will remove this after the video. I just wanted it to be as challenging as possible for the robot, because if it just was a straight line, that's to be expected. But the robot had no issues getting around these. And the only problem it had was I had my no-go zone area here, and it was very close to the area that I wanted to go back and forth. So I had to remove that, and it wasn't going to go there anyway because it's not part of this map. But that's one thing that I'll have to fix. If you have a no-go zone and it goes in there, it will alert you that it is in a no-go zone. It doesn't do the schedule if it's there. In order to send the robot from here, which is my shed, to that chair right there, I can either create an area or I can create a patrol line. If you use pathway, that's for connecting multiple docking stations. If you have a large lawn, I'm going to create a patrol line. I'm going to start, but now it's going to let me do it. So I want to carry something heavy and bring it right there. Do a smart turn. Now if I exit and if I go here, I can schedule, for example, let's say I'm gonna schedule this cart. So this is for my heavy cart. And here I can just activate if I want or put on a schedule. Now I just have to connect this again like before to tow it. It's loaded and ready to go. Let's see how it does it. It's gonna take it to the shed. It will probably get stuck around this obstacle. We'll see. It is going to change direction.
Person detected.
Oops.
This area is under surveillance.
Another way is to have the robot just follow me like this. It sees me in the camera. So if I want to carry something heavy, I can put it on the cart and just have it follow me anywhere I want. If it's too close to me, it stops. So it's safe in that regard. Now that it's followed me here, I go to my path here and just select this, and it's going to automatically move it for me.
Person detected. This area is under surveillance.
It acts as a security device as well. Now that it's done, I just remove the screw and put this back.
Ready to charge.
We're at 80% and 7:30. Let's see what happens in 15 minutes, how fast it charges. So 7 minutes, 8%. We start at 7:30. It was 80%. It's 7:44. It's 98%. So it's close to 100%. So it's pretty fast. So 15 minutes from 80 to 100%. Controller they sent also works just fine. That's if you prefer that. If you're a gamer, maybe you're used to that kind of thing. I prefer controlling with touch. So it activated right on time.
Person detected. This area is under surveillance.
There we go.
Please move away.
And now it's going to go to the shed area on its own. It can follow well in dark conditions as well. So that's the cat going that side. So I'm doing the night test now. I'm just gonna turn all the lights on. So it's just easier to turn all of them on. I'm gonna test the follow mode. First, let's see the camera at night. This is the view in complete darkness. I've turned the lights off as well. You can still see, even though it's dark, the follow mode at night. Now, I don't recommend it because it's still dark. You don't want to take any risk, but it does work. Now, this is follow me completely dark. It's not going to work because it just can't see me. So I don't know if they recommend doing this, but I'm gonna try it anyway. It's an extreme test of whether this can go upstairs. So let's try this. So this is very steep, as you can see, but it can attempt to go up. I do think it's a little bit too steep for it, maybe because it could drop. So this is the stair test. Now it doesn't flip over easily. Now this can handle the slopes up to 70 degrees. You can also use this, put your smartphone there and control it like that. This just changes that. This takes up and down like that. The speed is slower because I lowered it. You use this button here to control the speed of it. Turn the lights on and off with that. So I'm gonna do an extreme test. I don't think this is supposed to, it's probably too much. But it can go up. Just the problem is not that the machine doesn't have the ability, you just have to be careful not to flip it over. So just gonna slowly bring it down. How about this one? We'll see. There we go. I was worried that it might actually flip over. I was looking at it, I was getting close to it, but this thing is a beast, so it handles very well. So I'm going to tow my car. It should be under the amount that they say, 3,500 pounds. So this is attached. Now I just have to attach it to the car and attach that there and here. Just have to grab and move it next to that for installation. The core module with the smart module there that you can use to patrol your backyard, move a heavy cart around. Now you attach that and then you can mow your lawn. Now this is the bottom of it. You have a handle top to remove it and attach it to your core module, but this is where you can change these so the blades can be changed. This is where you connect it to your power source. This is the handle you can use for installation. Just have to be careful moving it around. It's not as heavy as the core module, but still it requires a little bit of effort if you're planning to do by hand, but you can grab it technically from here. Just have to remove this, which has a simple interface here. We're going to attach this, use this handle to line things up, and then you're ready to go. These are the blades, those are the wheels. You can just slowly move this backwards. This just comes out. Then you have to remove this part. So this attaches to that other module now. Now, if you're planning to use this in winter or when it's get, gotta apply the solution that they've given you. It comes when you order this. They say that you use it to provide ample protection for that time of the year. Now that we removed this smart module, we can install the lawnmower module. Don't forget to put your battery in. First, we're gonna make sure that this lines up here like that. And then you can lock it like this. You can unlock it like that. When you lock it, it's not gonna come out by accident. So you wanna do this. Now it's ready to go. Just gotta use this handle here. You want this to cover this area. It's pretty standard. And then you can lock these in place like that. You have these that you can remove. This is where you turn it on like that. It's gonna initialize, and then you'll be able to control it with your smartphone, tablet, or that controller.
Ready to work.
Now it tells me that the module has changed, which is what happened. I changed it myself. So I have the lawnmower now ready to go. I can change the speed just like in the past. Could be the front light, the side light. The blade is now active. So it's rotating. Unlike the other module, now that I have this option to change from 1.2 to 4 inches cutting height. Now if I go too low, let's say this, I'll get a warning. So while it is cutting, it doesn't actually make a whole lot of noise. It's something that you can probably even run at night, and it won't. I don't think even at night this disturbs people. You see the noise that it's making. I'm going super low this time. It's not recommended. I just want to see what happens. I'm going to go slow to make sure the blade is not damaged. Now you don't want to touch the blade, but you can see it moving there. So just being next to it, this is the noise level. It automatically turns itself off after a little bit of inactivity. So this is 1.5. This is 1.2. This is the lowest you can go. They don't recommend this, but we're doing it anyway because we're doing it test. Now we're back to 2.8. I can also use my map. So it's very convenient. I can just sit here and let this do the mowing. I can just have a tea or just sit and watch it. Even my cats are not that scared of it. It's a funny thing, but it's not too loud. There we go. Here's the neat part. For each area, I can set a mowing height. So this is the area that's here, that's doing it right now. And this is the area here. So if I go to this area and say I want it to be 1.8, for example, it will stop. It will adjust. I can change obstacle avoidance settings as well. You have to play around with this. Each yard is different. So if you have too many obstacles and you want to be sensitive, you adjust accordingly. For me, this works just fine, even though I have these that I feed my cats. Now it does tell me that this is dangerous and I shouldn't do it. I can change turn settings as well. There we go. So it does it like that. It's much faster. Just reduced it to 1.9, and I'm gonna go and change that to a smart turn. Now this is much lower than they recommend, but we're gonna test it anyway. I'm sitting here so it doesn't get close to me. It's safe. It even detected that obstacle. So if I go back to my yard, this was this area right here. This is my shed area. So if I do that, it will go there. will go all the way back there. So it's gonna go and target that area. Gotta do a smart turn. You know when it's adjusting its blade. I'm going to do more tests with this. I'm going to take it the other side, which is a little bit of a slope situation. We'll see how it handles that. So stay tuned for that. For more information, please go to gadgetify.com, also youtube.com/gadgetify. Don't forget to check the description to see where you can get this cool robot. Thanks for watching.